Old as a motherfucker out there. Hey guys, Jaren here, back with another rant video. Well, story rants. And today I'm gonna be talking about DLCs. If you've been living under a rock, a DLC is downloadable content. Now, when I talk about DLCs, just know that I'm not against it as a whole, but there's two veins of DLCs in my eyes, and one vein I'm cool with. The other one I kind of have a problem about that I'll be expressing to you guys. Let's talk about why I'm cool with DLCs and what kind of DLCs I'm cool with. And the kind of DLCs I like are cosmetics, Dota 2, League of Legends, prime examples. None of their downloadable content changes stats or does anything. It's just really goddamn cool, and I like this. I mean, it's like, I can be unique, I can customize myself, and I'm not unbalancing the game or making it unfair for anybody else. Excuse me. Okay, where was I? Anyway, so now that's pretty much the only things I like about DLCs. Actually, no, there's one other thing, and that's expansion packs, sort of like in World of Warcraft. I'm cool with these for the sole fact that you get your money's worth. You're gonna pay $30, you're gonna get $30 worth of content, unlike some other DLCs. Now let's talk about DLCs I don't like. The first kind is the kind that adds in stat changing items. Like Payday 2 now has this crate system, which added in new items that are fairly rare to drop. And my problem with this is, if you're playing a game on a budget, you're not going to be shelling out cash to get all these fancy items. And if you're playing a multiplayer game, you're going to get decimated because people with a lot more money than you are just buying different items and whatnot that are just so overpowered. Thankfully, we don't see too much of this in the console and PC gaming realm, but in the mobile game world, which I'm not too attuned with, all I know is that some games you can buy gems or things of that nature, and you can spend those on really good shit. And that's unfair. You're effectively saying that Nigerian prince that's played the game for 30 minutes will probably end up being stronger than you, who spent 40 hours of your life in this game. Now that's the first part of DLCs I don't like. The second, and this is the one that fucking pisses me off, and now we're getting into rant zone, so be warned. The people that use DLCs to finish a fucking game. Let me explain. You know, you got game devs, they're doing their thing, spent a year, 2 years making a game, and they give it to you. Bam. Done. Okay? What used to happen was, oh, you found a bug? Okay, let me give you a patch. Okay, annoying, yes, I have to wait for the patch to download and install, but that's the end of it. But nowadays, companies are thinking it's okay. Alright, let me deliberately sell you a game with a shit ton of holes everywhere, virtually unplayable, and for the same price, I'll charge you a DLC that fixes your game. I'm buying half a game for full price, or I'm buying one game for double the price for no reason, because companies think this is right, and it's not right business-wise and morally. The reason I'm saying it's not right business-wise is you're cutting a lot of your company's fan base. The companies that tend to do this are startup companies that are like, hey, we should do this, get a lot of money. Bitch, you're never gonna make it like that. You don't see big companies, actually no, fuck big companies. Big companies tend to do this too, but you don't see respectable companies doing this. Like, indie developers that are respectable will never do this. The only guys that do this are large corporations or people that are in game development for the money and not for the love of games. I believe if you're going into game development and you don't love games, if games aren't a huge part of your life, you're not going to enjoy it, and the products you make are going to be shit. We've seen it happen multiple times. Honestly, in the world of games development, a labor of love goes much farther than anything else. A game such as Ori and the Blind Forest, which is my game of the year, to be completely honest with you. Yes, even above Metal Gear Solid 5 and Fallout 4, Ori the Blind Forest, my game of the year, it's a labor of love made by an independent studio, whereas Black Ops 3, Fallout 4, even though it's a great game, Metal Gear Solid 5, even though it's a great game, these games aren't done out of love, they're done from a business standpoint, and when you solely view monetary gain, that's when you start doing shit like these DLCs, and it's just not right, really. Like, if you're going to have one, you shouldn't even sell a game that has a bunch of bugs in it, unless it's like kind of beneficial. And I know these are rare cases, but I mean, you can look at Super Smash Bros. Melee, my bad, and wave dashing, or was it L canceling? One of the two was a bug in the physics engine, and they knew about it, but it turned out beneficial. But these are rare cases, so if you know about a bug, and you know it's going to disrupt the gameplay, just fix it. It's not a big deal. Sure, you spend a few more man hours, you spend a bit more money, but in the long run you're gonna gain. Because, think about it this way. You have startup channels like us, and then you have huge channels like IGN, GameSpot, and what's gonna happen? We're gonna get the hands on these games as fast as possible, we're gonna play it, and because of these bugs, or this shitty service and us having to buy a DLC, we're not gonna recommend this game. And I'm not gonna speak for us, but IGN's fan base is huge, GameSpot's fan base is huge. If they're gonna say, don't buy this game, it's shit, you're losing a lot of business. Whereas, if you just took a bit more time, put a bit more effort into your game, you're gonna be scoring 8s, 9s, 10s on these sites, and a lot of people are gonna flock to buy the game. Why did I buy Ori and the Blind Forest, first and foremost? Because I heard it was a good game from, Metacritic, I wanna say? I'm not sure. But, because I heard it was a good game. I saw it before when I didn't check any reviews, and I was like, meh, looks pretty, but that's about it. Only after realizing, like, how good it was, thanks to other people, that they got my I bought their commodity, the game. If they gave me a shit review, it's no skin off my back. I'm doing more for myself not buying a game than I am buying a game in the long run. It's completely honest. So, if you're going to do games from a monetary point of value and use these DLCs as a way to just up the cash amount you guys are making, just don't do it. Because in the long run, you're the one that's going to get bit in the ass. And, you know, on that note, I think I'm going to end it here. It's a pretty good rant. Hopefully, big game companies, if they ever watch this, might learn something. Hopefully indie startups are not going to follow in these corporate footsteps. And maybe, just maybe, I'll play the next Ori and the Blind Forest. Anyway guys, that was Jaren with a rant, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.